Hey guys, it's Chris with Drop Dice. So I am back this week, and I've got a couple packages that came in the mail. When I was over on the Brigade, I noticed that Tim Harper from Samwise 7 RPG actually threw up a bumper sticker that he got, and it was really cool. I saw it said basically, "I'd rather be playing D&D." And I asked him where he got it, and that led us kind of down a conversation where we basically were talking about doing a RPG gift swap, which used to be kind of a common thing inside the brigade, and we looks like we kind of got people a little bit more into the idea of doing it again. So definitely cool on that. Now the one thing that he did mention is he forgot to put the bumper sticker inside there because he did have an extra for me. So he'll be mailing that out later. But I wanted to kind of show you guys what I actually got. And the second package I got was from Teespring. This is not a huge surprise for anybody who's been watching the videos. I've done Brigade Con for 3 years now, and every time I just don't have the money for doing a t-shirt. So this year I finally made sure that I actually had the money sitting around for it. So I'm going to start with the t-shirt, and the box right here is the one that came from Tim, which we'll come back to in a second. But let's take a look at the Brigade Con t-shirt. Now, Brigade Con, for anybody who hasn't been paying attention to my channel or the channels that I work with, essentially is a charity event where it's an online gaming convention to basically benefit a group called Child's Play, which helps children out with some terminal diseases and things like that keep them inside the hospital from enjoying some of the things that we take for granted, like playing games and things like that, and it brings them games. I believe mostly they work in like video games and like Game Boys and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't dabble a little bit inside tabletop games as well, or at least board games. Now the shirt that I ordered was the purple, and it is the extra large here, or not extra large, regular large, but it kind of looks blue on my camera, but it is legitimately purple. I don't know why it looks so blue on there, but it is. It's kind of a kind of a royal purple, actually. Again, not really sure, but here's the back side. It's got the RPG Brigade on the back here, and it says we are the brigade, which is the brigade catchphrase, and definitely cool. It's got the logo across there, and this is the 2016 one. They've had shirts for the last couple years, and like I said, this is the first chance that I've gotten to get it. T-shirt feels like it's a good quality. It's a Hanes Nano Tee, so I buy a lot of Hanes shirts for work and stuff like that, so I can probably safely assume that this is going to be a good shirt. And I know that my size is correct based on the fact that it's a Hanes shirt. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the big box. All right, this actually came in the other day. Unfortunately, my work schedule was super crazy this week. I had 2 shows that I had to set up for work. And when I set up shows, it usually takes about 4 hours for each one. So that was 8 hours of moving stuff around, making sure everything was correct, and then finding problems. Because anytime I set up a show or a convention, there's always problems. So I ran around today, back out to those same shows to go fix electrical issues because I had electrical problems at both shows, as weird as that is. So let's go ahead and jump into the box here. This thing is loaded. Let me tip this up a little bit so you guys can see. It's just packed with stuff. And the first thing that jumps out at me is this cup here that says Dice with a little smiley face on it. Maybe they fell out? Let's take a look here. Okay, that is packing material. Okay, he says the boxes and envelopes are just packing material. So let's kind of keep going through here. This is packing material, packing material, packing, packing, and packing material. Alright, so the first thing that actually comes out is a copy of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a kind of a classic leather bound. My father's actually got a whole bunch of like these classic books like this, and they're inside his bookshelf. It's really cool to have these things around, full of inspiration, especially if you want to run kind of a twisted, more psychological type game. This would be a great piece of inspiration. If nothing else, this thing looks awesome on a bookshelf. I'm going to bring it a little closer so you guys can actually see the cover here. And there it is. And then the font set in here. And yes, that's pretty much how I read. I don't like to ruin my spine, so I barely open books. You'll usually see me holding them like this. I'm not one of those fold open the book kind of guys. So let's take a look here. And there is a Medieval Dreams piano compositions of John Scilio, which looks like it's got 9 tracks here. And that sounds like it's going to be a couple of piano pieces, which is cool because I love inspirational music of all kinds, so that was definitely cool. He included a map of Pennsylvania here with a little post note that says modern adventure location. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I really love modern adventures, and I do the exact same thing. I bring out real world maps like this, and this is Keystone State Park. Flip that around for you guys here. And on the back, what I couldn't see is it's got some directions, some different recreational options, like stuff about camping and staying the night. So there's actually a lot of really good filler information for inspiration on the back here. Not only is the map good, but this little bit back here, if you wanted to make a modern adventure that really kind of sold that feeling for you, that's pretty much gold right there. Let's fold that back up here. Yeah, the last modern adventure I did was a Supers campaign set in Boston, Massachusetts, which all my friends are from Boston, so it was really easy for us to be able to know maps and things like that. Google Maps is really good about that as well. And then it looks like he's included some Harn stuff. We've got the Encyclopedia Harnica. Let's see here. Which has the achievements of the great clans of Caldor. And I haven't played Harn, but I always am interested because there's really cool stuff like, let me flip this around here, the seals like this, all these houses and stuff like that, they have a lot of detail built into that. And I just love whenever there's houses and knightly orders and things like that inside a traditional D&D game. I feel like that's an element that a lot of people kind of leave out in favor of like high magic or high religion, which is totally cool, but I like the knights aspect that doesn't come up too often. There's also the Catherian Zodiac, which has got a really cool image. Let me show that one too. It's a little zodiac wheel, which is pretty awesome, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of information about setting stuff inside here. That's actually really cool. So it talks about Caldor's history, politics, and clans, the Atlas Harnica, which is the Atlas, and then the Astrology 2, which means there's probably an Astrology 1 that I should look for. And then we've got some National Engineering Forums grid paper, which is kind of the same kind of grid paper that I grew up with back in AD&D, doing maps on these kinds, which is 4x4 and bold. There's the smaller squares that are lessened, and there's something classic about going back to kind of engineering paper. Let's see, here's another Harn book, Harn Lore. And this one is issue 10. It's got Hayen Keep, which looks like it's an adventure location. Real Estate, Kael'din, I might be saying that one wrong, who is a legend of a cursed warrior. That immediately sounds awesome. You guys have seen the Whispering Stones podcast. I love stories like that. So I will definitely be reading that one pretty soon here. Ode to the Gods, which is an epic limerick. That sounds really good too. and Bajack's Raid, Legend of a Wind Demon. All of this stuff sounds really cool. I love lore. Even if it's for a setting that I haven't played, there's always inspiration. And this thing has got a bunch of maps inside of it to go with the lore. And it's actually really cool. Here's another set of coat of arms and a map on the opposing side. This actually makes me more interested in Harn. Just because there's a lot of stuff inside here that... When I looked at Harn, it looked like it was mainly black and white with very little pictures, but even the pictures here are a little bit more like the sketchy style, but they're done really well. So that's really cool. And then there's some classic art, kind of like this Viking style ink drawing, which is cool because that's probably more setting appropriate to give you an idea of what's going on. That is definitely neat. I will definitely have to take a better look at this stuff because that is interesting. Oops. Almost knocked over my pop filter there. We've got AD&D treasure maps, which actually I don't think I have this one. That's pretty cool. Let's open this one up just to take a look real quick here. Got the classic ring binding in it inside there so that you can take these and actually file them inside your binder. And the maps are generic in just a good enough way so that you can find stuff and be able to place it. It looks like there's a couple different pieces. There's some handouts. There's stuff like this, which is like its own isometric kind of style cave. Bring it back in. There we go. And it looks like they've got some information about like how to do adventures inside these settings. Oh, this is really cool. I know there's some people doing pirate adventures and stuff online. This would be a cool image for you guys. The man with the tattoo of a map. That's kind of an awesome like pirate classic thing. And so that's cool to see it actually done up in art here. And it's actually got Tattoo You is the adventure that's on here. That's pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything else that stands out here. There's just a whole wealth of maps inside here. And I recognize this one. This pyramid here. I don't think my GM actually ran the pyramid adventure, which is the Great White North, but I do remember that map from when I first was starting to playing D&D, so that's really cool. And there are some definitely classic style maps inside here. Oh, well, that's good. There's a galleon in here too, which this galleon is really, really good actually. Speaking from a mariner's point of view, that's a great map of a galleon. That would be awesome to scan too because it's perfect. And that would work really well for a digital format like Roll20. Alright. And there is a flying island map, which kind of inspires a little bit of flying island ideas. I like that. Okay. Slide that over. Next one is a book, Tried 8, which the subtitle is The Past is Dead, Your Future Begins Now. And it looks like it is... Oh, I'm sorry. It's Tribe 8, not Tried. Let's see. Vast Wasteland Alone. Oh wow, there are some really interesting art pieces in here. Let me find a bigger one to show you guys. It looks like it's basically kind of a pseudo post-apocalyptic game. I'm just now looking through it, so if I get it wrong, I will definitely correct that later on. But there is some very interesting artwork in here, like this winged creature here. I don't know what that is, but I love that art style. Love ink drawings. they're great, and the people who do them are so talented because they can whip those things out super fast and clean, and they always look really good. I mean, even if it's kind of a sketchy drawing, they just phenomenal every time. And this thing has got some weird stuff in it, like this chain angel looking thing here. That's definitely really cool. Looking for kind of a bigger picture of something a little different here. It's kind of like this priest looking fella here. That's definitely cool. I will have to take a look at this, and I will probably do a little bit more of a review talking about what this is actually about, because this book is just interesting. Based on artwork alone, it's drawing me in. Like, here's another kind of 2-page layout. Definitely cool. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff about like different abilities. So this is a full game. I'll have to read through that. That is really cool. We got Star Trek: The Enterprise Encounter from West End Games. Let me flip the lid here. And that is really cool. It says the complexity scale on the back here in blue. 3 is Dungeons and Dragons, 2 is Monopoly, the Enterprise Encounter, and 1 is Trivial Pursuit. Oh, I love classic boxes like this. So let's see. In Star Trek: The Enterprise Encounter, Captain Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise face their deadliest challenge ever as they relive the past adventures from television series while attempting to rescue their lost companions and defeat the menace of Trilene, the Squire of Gothos. It's a fast-paced family game for 2 to 4 players. It rewards logic, deduction, and sheer raw nerve in a simple, intriguing format that can be enjoyed by new or veteran players with playing time of an hour or less, short and easy to learn rules, and beautiful components, and diehard Star Trek fans and casual viewers alike will find this game perfect for evening's entertainment. This is actually really great. I am a bigger fan of Star Wars, but I love Star Trek, like the original series. I really like the reboots, and I'm a fan of Enterprise, which I know that puts me in not the popular crowd sometimes, but I like classic, kind of more exploratory type shows. I've been told I should really watch Deep Space Nine, and I keep putting it off for that same reason. Well, not putting it off for that reason, but should watch it for that reason. Next one is another game called Labyrinth, which is a race for treasures in a moving maze. And here's the box cover here. And let's take a look here. 20 years, let's see. The cards will determine your quest, looking for the dungeon. How many routes can you take to, and also foil your opponents? Try to gain the advantage by inserting extra tile to move the walls and open passages to the labyrinth. Block it and advance is the strategy. The first player to reach all of their treasures wins. So it looks like it's a tile moving game where you basically are playing out the puzzle and you have to go find certain treasures. Once you collect it, that's how you determine who wins. That's pretty cool. Slide that one down here because I'm losing room on my second desk. There's a scrapbook here with a post-it note that says, use the old paper. Oh, whoa. That is really cool. So it's a scrapbook, but it's old kind of yellowed paper, which does not come up exceedingly well on my camera, but you can kind of tell that it's a little aged. And the thing that I love about books like this, and that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde one, is the smell of old books. Like, there's something great about that. And this is really cool. I think this might turn into a sketchbook. I like the size of these pages. And I can maybe make some kind of handout type things that I can scan in, and the color will look great on that. Oh, looks like the dice were in there at one point and kind of fell apart. Let's see here. We've got... Take out some more packing real quick here. Alright, that is the box. So we got a couple of 6-siders here. Just kind of the little miniature ones. Oh, that's cool. There's a Roman numeral D12 inside here, which is pretty neat, actually. I like that. Next time I play a Roman game, I'll have to break that one out. And then there is a D6 that looks like it is the 1 is a scorpion. A token that I'm not sure what exactly it is. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, so that didn't do much good. But it is a man pointing, wearing what looks like maybe a an apron. Might go to one of the box sets. And this is pretty cool. These are fudge dice, which I don't happen to own a set, so that is awesome. I can round out my dice bag with them. And these are used to play Fate and things like that. I found 4 in the box of that style, the black and yellow. It actually looks really good. They're very easy to read. And those may actually go to one of these games now that I'm thinking about it as well. But I can still use them for Fate because they are fudge dice. That is everything inside the box. Now, if you are interested in doing one of these gift swaps, I know that there was a discussion of how to start doing that with people inside the brigade again. Tim actually posted something highlighting my channel and saying that one is on the way. Once I get my stuff together for his package, I'll be doing the same. Make sure that you check out his channel. I've used his stuff before. Like, I'm a big fan of his domains that he created for 5th edition. To kind of expand the different types of domains, and I actually use those in Stratmere. So definitely check his stuff out. I've got a link to those particular articles from his YouTube series on my Stratmere page. And with that said, that's pretty much all I've got for right now. I'm going to take a nap because my setups last night took me well into 2 a.m. and then I had to get back up at 5 a.m. to get back to work and do more stuff, and I am exhausted. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you at the gaming table.